Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk. I'm Shekhar Gupta in Bombay, and my guest this week, well, I can take half the length of this show describing his accomplishments to you, but let me just say his name is Prasoon Joshi. And Prasoon, besides many accomplishments, let me say, and you tell me whether it's an accomplishment or are your achievements in spite of it, is the fact that just like me, you are an HMT.
Yes.
Will you explain
our
common understanding of the word HMT?
HMT means Hindi medium type.
Hindi medium type, bilkul.
I didn't know this term, and in fact I learnt a few more when I came to Bombay. One is Varni.
Varni, if you come from a vernacular medium.
Vernacular medium. So I think these things were used for people who came from a small town.
Right.
And probably had Hindi as their first language.
Right.
And I think, yes, I am a proud HMT.
Absolutely. और आपसे एक generation पहले मैं, because you are very young. You just turned 40. So you got all this on your CV at such a young age.
No,
so was it a problem? I mean, I know you converted this into a strength.
I think initially when I joined advertising, well, it was I was seen as an outcast, definitely. Someone who will, not speak the lingo, and would be seen as someone. And those days in advertising, people like myself were suddenly the need for us got realized. People felt that we need to connect with masses and people in this country, and we need people who can sort of do that. So for me, it was that time, but still there was that you were not brought up in South Delhi and South Bombay, and you're not from that kind of background.
Advertising in particular then was run by people of a very genteel class.
Yes, people who studied abroad, people who came, from a certain background.
And people who had worked abroad.
Also, actually, I tell you, there were people who didn't need a job to begin with. Actually, they didn't need a job. So I was someone who actually needed a job, actually needed to earn. There were people who had, everything in their life, and they were doing advertising because it was fun. It was nice, good lifestyle, meeting good people and doing one ad and critiquing it for hours. So it was a very different world in that time. And I think the world we face today, the kind of pressures an advertising professional faces today, you can't compare it with the earlier days. It used to be martini lunches, I remember, and like dinner every day, somebody's house. And I used to feel that this is like a different world. But that all changed.
Could you handle a martini lunch? Can you handle one now?
I never, could drink in the afternoon. I could never. And I feel that I couldn't even understand, let's go out for lunch. I feel, what, have a lunch and work? Why should you go out for lunch?
Was this a disadvantage? I mean, you said you felt like an outcast.
I felt because it was a disadvantage in the beginning. I used to feel
that... Do you have recollections of some incidents that made you feel like that?
I remember there was this... I used to be referred as small town boy, but I think I overheard the conversation. What that small town boy doing there in the meeting? So I said, I didn't understand what do you mean by small town boy.
As long as nobody called you a mundu.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody said that.
So I thought, what does it mean? And I remember it was some people would come from Bombay. I used to work in Delhi those days, and there was a presentation. And before that, they said, and I reached there, and you find the language guy there. I mean, nobody else was there. But this is how you respect me. He was the only one sitting there. So I understood that my coming from an absolutely different background and my not being brought up in metro cities is that time making me someone who's not sort of spending as much time as I should be spending with them. And it's not that all those people were the people I didn't want to learn from. Actually, some of them were very good.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.